Happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. There are two means of refuge from the misery of life: music and cats. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know: the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Seek always to do some good somewhere, even if it's a little thing. So something for those that need help, something for which you get no pay but the privilege of doing it, until he extends the circle of his compassion to all living things. Man will not himself find peace. The question whether I am a pessimist or an optimist, I answer that my knowledge is pessimistic, but my willing and hope are optimistic. If you love something so much, let it go. If it comes back, it was meant to be. If it doesn't, it never was. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. The only thing of importance when we depart will be the traces of love we have left behind. In the hopes of reaching the moon, men fail to see the flowers that blossom at their feet. A man does not have to be an angel to be a saint. Man is a clever animal who behaves like an imbecile. He who does not reflect his life back to God in gratitude does not know himself. Just as the wave cannot exist for itself, but is ever a part of the heaving surface of the ocean, so must I never live my life for itself, but always in the experience which is going on around me. The tragedy in a man's life is what dies inside of him while he lives. The greatest discovery of any generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering the attitudes of their minds. Do something wonderful. People may imitate it. The thinking person must oppose all cruel customs, no matter how deeply rooted in tradition and surrounded by a halo. When we have a choice, we must avoid bringing torment and injury into the life of another. Constant kindness can accomplish much. As the sun makes ice melt, kindness causes misunderstanding, mistrust, and hostility to evaporate. Soldiers' graves are the greatest preachers of peace. I am life that wants to live in the midst of life that wants to live. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. There are only three ways to teach a child. The first is by example, the second is by example, the third is by example. The interior joy we feel when we have done a good deed is the nourishment the soul requires. Man has lost the capacity to foresee and to forestall. He will end up destroying the earth. As we acquire knowledge, things do not become more comprehensible, but more mysterious. The full measure of a man is not to be found in the man himself, but in the colors and textures that come alive in others because of him. As soon as man does not take his existence for granted, but beholds it as something unfathomably mysterious, thought begins. True philosophy must start from the most immediate and comprehensive fact of consciousness. Single quotes I.M. Life that wants to live in the midst of life that wants to live.